and welcome to the 2007 European Road Transport Show at Amsterdam. I'm Brian Weatherley and welcome to RTTV, the programme brought to you in association with Chevron Global Lubricants. Over the next 2 days we're going to bring you the very best of the RTTV show, the news, the views, the products and the personalities. And you can see there's a little bit of action happening already behind us. That's because we'll shortly hear who is the 2008 International Truck of the Year. And to tell us a little bit more about that, I'm joined by the chairman of the jury and commercial editor Andy Salter. So you've got a speech to make in a short while?
Yeah, I've just been called from my seat, Brian, so I'll have to go shortly. But no, big day ahead of us. International Truck of the Year, as ever, really hotly contested contest. We've got some really strong candidates. Iveco Stralis, MAN TG Series and the Renault Premium Lander, if I'm honest, are the three leading contenders. We've then got a couple of outsiders, a Sisu C600, very small player, just for Finland, of course, and also the Iveco Tracker. So those top three, watch out for who's going to win out of the top three.
Are you going to tell us now, or do we have to
no, you'll have to wait until the official ceremony.
Okay, Andy, well, you go and do your thing. Good luck to you. And we're going to catch up with Andy when we walk through all the halls at the RTTV. So we'll see you soon.
Good morning, Mr. Salter. How do you do?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
The winner of the International Truck of the Year 2008 is the MAN TG Series.
It was Lord Acton that said power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Now just down the hall on the MAN stand you'll find a 680 horsepower V8. But one manufacturer at the RTTV refuses to take part in that power race. Not that long ago DAF was talking about giving us a 560 horsepower version of this, the MX engine, but they're not going to do it. And to find out why, we're going to be talking to Ron Borsboom, Chief Engineer for DAF Trucks. Ron.
We've looked at the distribution of our sales. We've come to the conclusion since the 510 horsepower, which in itself is already a very powerful engine with 2,500 Newton meters in torque, only covers 6% of our current sales. And our sales is developing very strongly. Our order intake continues to grow, our market share continues to grow. So we've come to the conclusion that our customers rather have a very fuel-efficient engine than a very powerful engine, and that's where we focus on.
Now you mentioned market share, and we all know that at the moment PACCAR, along with all the other North American manufacturers, is having a pretty hard time over in the States. But we understand that DAF is doing very nice for them in Europe, and that you will be bringing home the bacon to PACCAR in 2007.
Well, we're very happy and very pleased with the fact that our market share and our order intake continues to develop in a very strong fashion. In combination with very good margin development. So yes, we are very pleased to continuously contribute to the continued success of PACCAR.
In a world where things look increasingly the same and trucks all look the same, thank goodness for Renault, a company that dares and is prepared to be different. And here's a good example of that. The Hybrys, an alternative driveline vehicle designed for refuse collection, a municipal vehicle. Andy, you know a little bit about this. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, environmental efficiency is really at the forefront of the RTTV show this year, and the Hybrys is just one of the concept vehicles that we've got on demonstration. 33% reduction in fuel efficiency thanks to the hybrid drive. It's safer, it's more efficient, it's better for drivers. I'm not sure about the looks, and I'm certainly not sure about the interior colour scheme, but I've got a guy who knows all about the vehicle, so we're going to have a word with him.
Okay.
Jean Gauquelin is the Senior Vice President responsible for alternative fuels at Renault Trucks. Jean, 33% fuel saving from the hybrid driveline. Tell me how you achieve that.
I achieve that with two main items. First, it's when you can recover energy coming from braking and sloping down in the street, and also when you have a lot of start and stop. You can also save energy and so on. And second item, it's mainly you can also save some energy coming from diesel engine, because then you have more energy. You can save the energy in the electricity, and you can deliver the energy. Maybe if you need a noise area, for example.
Right.
You have for this item three main objectives: fuel efficiency, noise level decreasing, and also you can increase also pollution.
Okay. And commercial availability, when do you expect?
We hope to have the first delivery in the next 3 years.
Right, fantastic. John, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
You're watching RTTV live from the Amsterdam Truck Show in association with Chevron Global Lubricants. Well, I'm standing next to a very happy man, Dr. Carl Victor Schaller, the MAN board member for engineering and purchasing. He's just won European Truck of the Year. Now, clearly one of the things that helped sway the judges was the mighty V8 at 680. But who wants a 680 horsepower engine?
Almost nobody, but we are expecting in the future that the dimensions and the weights of the trucks are going to increase. If we get 60-ton trucks, we need more horsepower, and that's the reason why we have this engine.
Now, there's a very interesting engine next to us, which is the 13-litre Euro-5 EGR. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, having introduced EGR with the Euro 3 engines as the first manufacturers in the market, we are now joining Scania in Euro 5 EGR technology, but our technology is different. We are using two-stage turbocharging, two-stage intercooling with liquids, so that's a little bit unique, and we will having that in the market end of next year.
So anything the Swedes can do, the Germans can do too?
And we can do it better.
Well, there's no doubt that the interior of the new TGS and TGX MAN range must have clearly helped sway the vote for International Truck of the Year. So, Andy, what about it? What's really made it for you?
Well, I've done a cracking job. Professor Schaller was just telling me that the engineers at MAN treat Truck of the Year like the Nobel Prize for commercial vehicle engineering. That's praise indeed. They've done a cracking job, the designers at MAN. Materials are more robust. We've got a single-piece dash now. The steering wheel's got a nice feel to it. Where you're sat, Brian, fantastic driving position. No, they've done a cracking job. Materials are much better as well. I think durability, and more importantly, it's holding the Salter weight.
So some good storage as well in the new design pinnacle.
It's pretty good here. Good storage, and most importantly, all the switch controls are right where the driver needs it.
Anything you don't like about it?
I'd like to have seen the handbrake perhaps incorporated somewhere up on the dash, just to take that out of the way and leave the floor pan completely uncluttered. Apart from that, Brian, there isn't much you can argue against it.
It's about as good as it gets.
The Renault Kangoo has become the generic name for the small compact van in Europe. They've sold over 1 million throughout the continent, or so they say. They've taken the wraps off the new Kangoo Express at Amsterdam. There's two versions, compact, which is a short wheelbase, and then the regular Kangoo Express replaces the current generation. Built on the Renault Scenic car platform, as opposed to the Clio that the old one was built on, the vehicle now gets a wider wheel track. That's going to improve handling and drivability. There's umpteen safety features. One of the main ones is this front quarter panel that now is made of plastic and so deforms when it's hit rather than crumpling. That's going to improve maintenance. It also means that the pedestrians should be safer as well. Engines are a carryover from the previous range, but with better styling, there's a promise of improved fuel efficiency. The new Renault Kangoo puts Renault on a sound footing to go forward in the light compact van market, but Renault appear well placed for future growth.
What keeps an engine running mile after mile after mile? Answer, having the right engine oil inside it. I'm joined by James Welchman from Chevron Global Lubricants to give me his impression of what he's seen at the right. James.
Brian, as I see all these Euro 4 and Euro 5 engines here, it really brings home to me just the importance for vehicle operators to have the right lubrication to meet stringent emission legislation that we have in Europe. And Chevron's really ready to meet those needs of our customers.
I understand you're bringing a new product from North America that you've tried and tested with operators.
Yes, we've introduced Group 2 based base oils into Europe in the last few weeks, and we'll be launching a whole new range of Texaco Ursa Ultra engine lubricants in 2008 in time for E9. These products are going to enable our customers to meet the engine requirements, the temperature requirements, the soot control requirements, the deposit control. And these have been tried and tested over many years in North America.
And the good news is that they're not expensive synthetics.
No, they're not. These are mineral-based lubricants. In fact, most operators have been used to using mineral-based lubricants, but those Group 1 lubricants of the past just aren't up to the job anymore. And yes, you don't have to use a Group 3 or a synthetic. Our Group 2 oils really can do the job very, very well indeed.
So you've got the right oil at the right time and the right price.
Absolutely.
The Swedish newspapers are alive with Scania ownership rumours. I've got Cecilia Edström, she's the Senior Vice President for Corporate Relations at Scania, to tell me what's going on. Cecilia, come on, let's have the nuggets. What's the issue? You buying MAN, MAN buying Scania?
Well, you get different rumours every day. Depending on which day you open the newspaper, you get a new story, but we prefer to stick to facts, and there's nothing new to add.
So you're not going to let anything slip then today?
No.
Okay, all right, we'll move on. Environmental issues are clearly the theme of the show. Scania's always been at the forefront when it comes to environmental efficiency. Tell us what's going on the Scania stand today.
At the Scania stand you see our new engines, our new inline 5-cylinder and 6-cylinder engines, which are very fuel efficient, where you get best-in-class fuel efficiency. You'll see the extended truck range with the G series, and you'll also see different service applications such as driver training and assistance services.
Fantastic. We'll go over to Brian and find out all about this new engine.
Along with new high-roof P cabs and intermediate G cabs, Scania has stolen a march on its rivals by coming to the show with EGR engines at Euro-5 with new 9 and, more importantly, 13-litre engines. Both use XPI fuel injection technology developed with Cummins in the States and, more importantly, meet Euro-5 without any exhaust after treatment. Well, the crowd's thinning out. They're beginning to take the chairs away. That's the end of day one at the Road Transport Show at Amsterdam. So let's take stock. What have we seen? We've seen MAN crowned for International Truck of the Year 2008 for TGS and TGX. Scania march on its rivals with EGR Euro-5 engines. DAF determined to not get into a power race, probably for very good financial reasons too. Renault, thank goodness for some innovation and design difference in a world of forever increasing conformity. New ideas from Renault and vans too. So that pretty much wraps it up for day one. You'll have Andy and I with us tomorrow at the RAI. Until then, from RTTV, me, Brian Weatherley, and Chevron Global Lubricants, goodbye.